gonna pull tonight?
I'd really like to, but I'm a bit nervous because there are just so many beautiful women here.
The women in here are slightly above average at best.
Oh my god, careful man, they might hear you and get upset.
Nah, they love it. I'm a master of getting girls. Watch this. Hey baby, what's your name? John. I had an ex called John, but he was a model. No offense. You're quite pretty for someone with such wide hips. You actually look way better in your Insta pics. I'd give you 8 out of 10 if you had bigger tits. If you're lucky, I might let you on this dick. Yeah, I'm begging you. I'm dragging down your self-worth, baby. Yeah, I'm begging you. Don't shut me down and walk away, 'cause I've got more to say.
I don't know, it seems a bit harsh to me, man.
Nah, it's easy, bro. You just trick them into thinking you're better than them, and it leaves them gagging for validation.
Surely that can't possibly work, come on now.
Works every time. Watch this. Hey, sweetheart, what's your name? Susie! That's a pretty basic name. Have you tried going by Boozy? I didn't think so. You could almost pull it off. I don't actually mind girls with such tiny eyes. Your teeth ain't that white, but your smile's still nice. If you wanted to start gymming, I could give you advice. You could be hot if you lost that whole disguise. Yeah, I'm begging you. I'm dragging down your self-worth, baby. Yeah, I'm begging you. Don't shut me down and walk away, 'cause I've got more to say. Yeah. You try it.
Me? No, I couldn't possibly do that. It's just not my style.
Come on, man. Grow a pair of balls. Pick a woman in the audience and neg her.
Okay.
Come on. I believe in you.
Okay, this girl right here with the blue trousers on.
Yeah.
You look lovely tonight.
I love how you haven't made too much effort.
Yeah, your hair's real nice.
So brave to try bangs with that face.
You're exactly my type.
And you're actually really smart, which I wasn't expecting.
This ain't working, I don't feel right. I'd rather give a compliment and be polite.
Look, if you make women feel shit about themselves, then they're way more likely to sleep with you. Come on, give it another go.
Okay, you see that woman there?
Uh-huh.
The one next to the curtain.
Oh, yeah.
She's probably the most beautiful woman I've ever seen in my whole life.
What? That's 7.1 out of 10 over there?
Oh, she's a 10 out of 10 to me.
Yeah, but don't let her know it. Come on, drag down her self-worth. Make her feel like her life ain't worth living. Give her new securities she didn't even know she should have. Don't hold back.
You're a little short for my liking.
Good. Go a bit further.
I don't think you could keep up if we were hiking.
Good burn, bro. Come on, further.
You're the ugliest bitch I've ever seen. You fucking slag. And the 6 foot in the grave, and she is hotter than you. I'd have to turn out all the lights to hide your face when we screw. Yeah, I'm begging you. Drag you down yourself, baby. Oh my god, mate, I totally fucking nailed that.
Whoa. No. Stop playing. Stop it. Turn around. Hang your head in shame. Ladies, the misogyny, am I right? I can only apologize for the words used by my friend there. I bet the women in the audience are feeling violated, humiliated, degraded by turn around. I can only offer my sincere apologies for what my friend there has just said, and if anyone is feeling any sort of way by any of the words used in his performance, you can find me at the bar. I'll be your shoulder to cry on. I'm nagging, I'm nagging, I'm nagging you, yeah, I'm nagging, I'm nagging, I'm nagging you. I'm nagging, I'm nagging, I'm nagging you. It's the backhanded compliments you can't refuse. If you went on a diet, you could be my muse. Yeah, I'm nagging you. I'm dragging down your self-worth, baby. Yeah, I'm nagging you, nagging you, nagging you, nagging you, nagging you. Don't shut me down and walk away, 'cause I've got more to say. And if you're lucky, I'll let you buy me a drink. Thank you.
Thank you.
Can we have a round of applause for the lovely Sugar-Coated Sisters?
I want to say our show Bittersweet is on at 8:50 in August at the Fringe.
What venue are you at, ladies? What venue?
We're at just the Tonic, the Caves.
Oh, so are we, but not the Caves. That's fine. No, the Caves are a wee bit smelly. No, they are actually. They need Febrezing. It's like the building's got BO. Right, are we minus our stools? What's happening? Right, okay. There we go. Yeah, it's not often you say we minus our stools, because normally you've taken care of business privately, but there you go. Do you want me to do something?
I actually did forget to
Thank
go
you.
to the loo in the
Oh,
interval.
did you?
I
That's
did.
fascinating.
Well, I thought you might like to know.
I think more of that chat. Yes. That's
We
that.
never
That's
discuss
good.
our toilet things.
No, I don't think we
Glad
should.
neither we
actually.
should.
I
No,
don't think-
I agree.
How was everyone's interval? Was it all right?
It was lovely, I think. It
That's
was
good. Are we
fine.
still feeling the love in the room? We've enjoyed the guests so far because they're still in the room. So did we enjoy them?
Yeah.
Well done, everyone, because they were good. Right, okay. Now, no.
Okay, I'm just, well, Catherine's moved, so I thought I'd move.
Well,
Catherine's moved
no.
seats.
Catherine is freelance because she gets
Right.
invited to places from strangers on Facebook. So there you go. Are you all right, Catherine? Did you get to the toilet okay? And I looked after your bag all right? And you washed your hands? It's just these are the type of girls that will go into sharing some crisps. So hygiene at all times. Thank you. So little Catherine's okay. That's good. Shall we just get our next guest on, Jojo?
Shall we,
No,
darling?
think
I
we
don't
should.
see why not.
Right, can we just say thank you for
Very.
your suggestions, but we've been told by the producer we don't have time for them this evening. Some of them are quite rude.
Oh,
From
are
my
they?
friends, yes, basically saying I'm fat. And we will do
Well,
these
that's why
on-
Weight Watchers are here.
Well, that's why Weight Watchers are here, in order to help. So there you go, that's fine. And I'm glad that these Sugar-Coated Sisters sort you out, Susie. There you go. Funny
Yeah.
how people with sugar in the name would be your natural enemy, looking for health, being, and wellness. Yes, I can understand that. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for our next guest. I want a huge round of applause for Mr. Dane Baptiste. There we go.
All the way from over there to over here.
Hello, Dane.
And now, hello. Dane appears to have had the same conversation with his dresser as you have.
Dane, can I just say it's so nice to see another man with lovely legs.
Yeah.
I can't do all the heavy lifting myself.
This is it, and we live with the same legs as well, Bruce. I feel like we've been alone for so long. It's nice to know I'm not alone.
Were
No.
you alone during the alone period? Was it just you and the two legs?
For a while.
For a wee while?
Yeah, and then I found somebody. So
You find someone. Where did you find them? Were they in a cemetery?
no, cemeteries have been done, so I just I went old school and I found somebody online.
Oh,
Not-
did you?
Not on a dating app on
No.
You say online old school. That's not old school to me.
Well, it's Instagram, so it's like predating. Like I've never done like Hinge and Bumble and the rest of it. So
I get a lot. It's the wrong people that contact me on Instagram. A 24-year-old got in touch with me the other day.
is that wrong?
That is wrong. My nephew's 24.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
won't go younger than my
They
son.
don't know each other though, do they?
I hope not. I mean, I don't want. No. So what happened? Did someone slide into your DMs and shout lovely
that's
legs?
why I said old school. The whole traditional slide into the
Nice.
DMs.
Oh wow.
Striking up a bond, I guess, that evolved from a
Connection.
bond into a connection.
Because the dating apps are, I literally tried a dating app for 24 hours and panicked and ran away.
I don't like the obligation of dating apps because you know.
Well, I think, am I wrong, that if you're on a dating app, you're kind of going, I want to have sex, but then you have to go and have a... isn't it a bit, isn't it
I
like
could be in
that?
Sainsbury's and I might want to have sex. You
Yeah.
don't have to be
I
on a
do,
dating app.
But I just don't, but then you have to meet for a coffee or have
I mean,
dinner.
there's an assumption that you want to have sex.
Oh, right, okay.
I would hope so.
But it depends on the the dating app, I guess so some of them are more exclusive for physical couplings.
I
Okay.
told you that.
Yeah,
You should
it's-
go on Fab Swingers. There's one called Fab Guys, but it's fat guys in lingerie in the main. Other people in the room can back me up. He's laughing. Hi, Julian.
There's a market for it, and so it should exist, is what I say.
But do you know something? That kind of thing should only go on in Fife in Scotland. I don't want that in my everyday life while I'm commuting. So what happened then when they slid into the DMs?
First of all, didn't really have any idea that I was a stand-up comic, and they'd seen me on the TV show.
They had seen you, or they didn't?
They had seen me on the
They
TV
had
show.
seen you,
I did
oh.
a show. I did House of Games with a.
Oh, I wish you hadn't said that, Dane. She is desperate to get on it, and I don't know. Stephen Lees is just ignoring the emails.
I want to do that show so badly.
If I can pull some strings, Jojo, I'll make it happen.
Well, I would love you to. It's
Okay.
the only show I want. I don't want Mock the Week. I don't want Live the Ball. I don't want.
That's how it starts,
I
though.
just
That's how it
want
starts.
House of Games.
That's how it starts. Once you get a taste for it, then you want them all.
Oh, I don't know if I
I
would.
only said that to someone after being at an orgy on Friday. No word of a lie, right? Genuinely. I'd only gone in to check the pile on the carpet.
House of Games is the orgy of panel shows.
Yeah.
So I
No,
understand
he's
that
too
makes sense.
tall. He's creepy.
He's not creepy. I've got a secret crush on him.
There you go.
That
Not-
doesn't
Oh,
mean
what
I
do you mean?
have
Oh,
to.
you actually you
Not
mean
so
the gag
secret now, Jojo.
No, not so secret
I should
now.
probably lead with that if I want to pitch on behalf and be like, first of all, she wants
First
to
of all,
fuck
yeah,
you, Richard.
absolutely.
So
Oh,
that helps.
Yeah.
oh,
That's a good in, isn't
There
it?
you go. Yeah.
So, she's seen you on
On House
House
of
of
Games.
House of
Games.
Games.
Sure, you're not on.
and she slid into your DM. Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Rub it in. And she slid into your DMs. And
Yeah.
then what made you? Well, would you not think, well, you're some kind of gold digger? You're just after me because I'm on telly. What
Yeah,
made you?
I
What,
mean-
what separated her from that then?
There's always that, but I just don't really give anyone. I don't really consider somebody's status in celebrity when I consider.
Yes, but other people do.
Which I've had to learn
Yeah.
over like the course of this relationship, because I didn't really understand that people kind of call you out, or I mean, I just know people contact you because of who you are,
Yeah.
but I didn't know that people would deliberately goad you into a response or use any response and allow that, embellish on that just for the sake of attention.
Oh yeah. well,
Because it's not like someone ever sat me down and was like, by the way, you're on TV now, and to some people you'll be seen as a celebrity. So as
Yeah.
far as I'm concerned, if someone speaks to me and they're worth responding to, I will respond.
Well, it's always a difficulty because when your status raised, right, I hate that sentence, status, but you don't recognise yourself
Yeah.
if you're becoming more successful and more people recognise you because you just feel exactly the same. But
Yeah.
other people do treat you differently, and
You're trying to play a line as well, where if you don't respond, you don't want to be seen as pretentious.
yeah,
But then
yeah,
there's
yeah.
a
No,
li-
exactly. You
but
don't
there's a
be
limit to which you should like interact with people, because obviously people
because you don't want to be rude.
Yeah, but then people can take that further than you want them to. So.
And has
it's
someone
very
done that
difficult.
to you?
No, it's not really been that bad for me, but that's because I became aware of it.
Right.
And that's what
Okay.
you have to kind of be aware of, is that as your status increases, then you never know what conversation you might be having with somebody, and they're like, yeah, because you could say something like nice shoes, and someone could be like, well,
Well, that's how it often starts, isn't
Exactly,
it? Nice
yeah,
slacks, Audrey.
Nice slacks, yeah.
I would like to point out House of Games for the week. It's $2,000. So
Is
think
it?
about what
$2,000
you're doing money digging wise
Yeah.
for about 2,000.
Can I quickly
It'd be-
say
it'd be-
something
it'd be a fun-
about?
It'd be a fun tryst, but it's not. You can't build a relationship on the back of a House of Games.
No,
appearance.
no.
No.
Can I just I don't know if I should say it on the podcast, but talking about that, people getting the wrong idea, or cross wires, or mixed messages, or
Because you
so
do that quite a lot.
mixed messages, cross wires.
Everything.
Yeah. But a friend of mine had someone had said, oh, they're a bit creepy online. And I was like, what do you mean creepy online? And I was really smart. I was like, don't be ridiculous. Like, you're creepy online. And it was a girlfriend of mine. And I was like, no, she fucking isn't. And they were like, no, she sent these texts to this comic. And I went, and I knew which comic it was, because I'd sent them, because me and this girlfriend had been fucking hammered one night. And for a laugh, I'd fucking sent some texts. And then they'd message us going, oh, your phone being nicked. And we forgot all about it. And I've only 4 years later, I've discovered this poor girl's been called creepy for a fucking text that I sent. For a joke. So that's how fucking easy it is. That it could, so I've sorted that all out now. We've cleared that mess up.
A funny anecdote about getting somebody cancelled, Jojo, for sure. Which can happen, but the thing is, you've been able to. Make
Oh yeah, no, but I didn't realise that had happened. It'd kind of grown arms and legs,
Yeah, which
and
it
it wasn't a
definitely
big
can.
deal. But
Yeah,
it, you
but
know,
that's the thing with social media, is that if someone wants to try and make something a big deal, they can make it a big deal. Like I once made a comment about Cheryl Cole having an R&B podcast, and I was like, Cheryl Cole wasn't even the lead singer of her own group, so.
Glad to see the feminists are in tonight. Why I, man?
So I was like, why is she hosting an R&B podcast? And then also I said, like, if you get convicted of a racial assault in a bathroom, are you sure you should do it? I didn't say she shouldn't. I just said, are you sure? In the same way that if a lactose intolerant person opened up an ice cream parlor, I'd be like, I'm not sure if you're the person for the job. It's just a conflict of interest, I'd say.
Yeah. Well, as long as he didn't eat the ice cream,
Well,
he can
exactly.
sell ice cream without licking it.
Yeah, that's true. But then,
Do you then think that's the reason she had so much filler?
Oh, don't go on about filler again.
Oh my God.
I mean,
I'm trying to talk. I've
Sorry.
allowed you and it bored me, so we'll move on. Jesus. I more meant with Cheryl because she really
then.
re-altered her face and her teeth after that
She's really
alleged
going for it.
assault.
I think maybe she was trying to reinvent herself.
Yes.
And, make
As
the whole-
what?
Well,
A dancer?
A dancer, a judge, which again I thought was interesting.
I find the same thing about Amanda Holden. God love her.
Yeah, oh, definitely.
Really?
100%.
Yeah.
I still don't know what Amanda Holden does.
Well, she's gorgeous.
I
Amanda
know that.
Holden
She's gorgeous,
doesn't know
and
what
I
Amanda
know that's a
Holden does.
full-time occupation.
It looks like it too.
But the funny thing was, because I remember she was talking about whether or not she may or may not have had plastic surgery, and she said, I like real butter. That was it. It wasn't necessarily funny, but she said the reason that she had a facelift, or looked like a facelift. Sharon Osbourne was on the Lorraine show. I don't know if you know Lorraine, Mrs. Doubtfire?
Yes, I do,
Yep.
yes. Yeah.
And I love Lorraine, honestly. I'm the number 9. Lorraine lookalike in Iceland. Nicola Sturgeon's number 7. Susan Boyle's number 1. Lorraine's in at number 2.
No, people don't talk about Susan Boyle enough in podcasts, so thank you for bringing it
Well,
up.
no, absolutely.
What a
And is
legend.
Pebbles the cat still alive?
Who
Do you
knows?
remember
No.
Pebbles?
Vaguely.
Yeah, well, exactly. Yeah.
Is it?
Are you worried about getting cancelled? Have you been cancelled?
I'm not worried about being cancelled.
No, neither am I.
No, well, not for
Actually, sorry, I was. I've just
Oh.
spilt my drink all over myself.
Well, you
I
should be
was
cancelled now.
cancelled from a documentary about cancel culture. No word of a fucking lie. Did a documentary with a Scottish comedian who, by the way, was just... I'm not even going to say it. And I ended up on the cutting room floor. Can you believe that?
I
Shocking.
can believe that.
That's fucking outrageous, is what that is.
You have not let that go, have you?
Oh, I still got paid.
I know, well, exactly.
Do you know what I did? Bought a Cheryl Cole CD with the money. I thought, go on, treat yourself, Bunty. Fucking go for it.
I don't think you should hurt yourself in order for other people
I
to
know.
realise
Do you know
you're
what
in
I
pain.
always say, Dane? Self-harm is no harm. So no, I will not.
Fair enough. I mean, it's a Cheryl Cole CD, so you're hurting yourself in some way or another, I'd say.
Some of the songs are very good.
Yep. That
They are.
outro's pretty good.
Well, no, some of the remixes where she's not singing, they're like about 10 minutes. You can really jig about the house and get your cordless Dyson out and have a day to yourself.
I
Really
feel like
go for
after
it.
a hard day of work, you come home, you have a long soak in the bath,
Yes.
and then you take a Cheryl Cole CD, you
Yes.
stick it in the player, you put that on mute, and you just kick back.
Absolutely.
You just kick back.
Have you met Cheryl?
I've not met Cheryl, but I don't think I probably shouldn't. And she's not. I've met 2 members of Girls Aloud, and they've both been very.
Were they
pleasant.
nice?
Yeah, they were nice.
They were nice.
Yeah, yeah.
Pleasant,
But the
that's it.
majority of people are nice.
Most people. Are
Famous
nice to
people,
me.
I think, can be very nice. Some not.
Well,
but-
that's again getting back to what you're saying. Most people are pleasant enough. It's just then people do seem to think that if someone's of a certain stature or status, that they can be a bit of a cunt to them.
Oh, wow, the
know.
C-bomb at 10 to 10
I know.
on a Tuesday night in London.
Weird.
Not nice.
Sorry, I do apologise.
I mean, they say see you next Tuesday for a reason, so it's that, Joe. Don't worry.
Well, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. Now, when did you win So You Think You're Funny? Was that 2000?
No, I didn't win. I've
Were
never
you
done
a
that.
finalist?
I did. I was the best newcomer.
Ah, right.
Oh, your research was shit on this.
Well, at least I fucking did some. I admit I got it wrong. I know who Linda Robson is, thank you very much. Jesus, no offence, Dane, but
Who
honestly...
the fuck doesn't know who Linda Robson is?
Oh,
I
do
do.
you know... Do you remember that woman, Gentina?
No.
No, right, okay, well, it's wasted on you. I'm not
Move
going to
on.
even fucking bothered. Right.
You won BBC Best Newcomer.
Oh no, this was the Fringe.
Ah, so you didn't do your research, as we mentioned
No
earlier.
one's done their research. Who
No.
cares?
I did.
Well, because I know Dane from the circuit, but then we can prick up Julia. Were you in So You Think You're Funny?
Was he ever in it?
Were you in So You Think You're Funny? You didn't do it.
Julia?
I wasn't in it. Oh, hi, Julia. I didn't even see you
Yeah,
there.
Julia's there.
Julia.
Julia Chamberlain,
The
judge of
fabulous
So You Think You're Funny, yes.
Producer.
Producer. Oh, sorry.
No,
sorry.
in
The
fact-
Cheryl Cole of comedy.
Yes.
That's not fair, Julia. Julia was great. In fact, the reason why I couldn't do So You Think You're Funny is because Julia was already booking me for professional work in
There we
Highlight
go.
way back.
Can we have a
So
round
that's
of
why
applause for
I
Julia?
Yeah,
Yeah,
so she's great. Do
absolutely.
you remember me?
Of course she does.
Oh, no, I'll just check in. It's been a while. So, yeah, good times. But
Yes,
There you go.
Luca did.
won So You
Luca
Think
would
You're Funny.
want
Do you
So
know
You
what?
Think
We
You're
were
Funny.
so thrown by the death chat that unfortunately any winning victories Luca had was just bringing everyone down. And now I'll never look at a green bin liner the same way for fear of some mouldy old bones and say a Moloro might be in there. Who knows?
Do you think winning prizes makes a big difference to your career?
I'm
or-
going to say no because I've won nothing.
Yeah, so I've always been the same. I've been nominated for stuff but never won. But I think it can put different eyes on you. But I don't think that it should be a motivator for the work you do. So,
Yeah.
you know, it depends.
It's a nicer side.
It's a nice side, but at the same time, it's always been, even that's contextual because it's like, who is actually on the panels determining who wins and who doesn't win.
Yep.
And so there are a lot of people, if they don't like what I do, sometimes I write stuff to piss them off anyway, so it's more of an accomplishment for them to be fucked off than it is for them to validate me. And I never really started doing comedy with the hope of being validated by these people I'd never met before.
Were you always
Fair
funny?
enough.
I
mean,
was.
Yeah.
Yes, that's
I think
yeah.
so. I think it depends who you ask because comedy's so subjective. But
Isn't
I found
it?
that it wasn't necessarily about like me saying stuff that was funny. I mean, that would happen every now and again. But it was more about if I was complaining about shit that would make people laugh, which didn't really work for me because I'm trying to complain. But people just find the rants funny, I guess.
Yeah.
So
People like Waitrose and sending you vouchers and things like that. Those are the emails that I send. I like. Do you
Yeah.
send a complaining email?
I've sent a few, but now you can I kind of shortcut that by just complaining on social media. So if I'm delayed on a flight, then I will at British Airways and put it on Twitter and let the trolls get at them
Oh, yeah.
or anybody. I'll just be like, this is what they did. And then, so my most recent Twitter rant was about, I went to New York in March and I booked a hotel through lastminute.com and the hotel was not even open upon arrival. Yeah.
In the city that never sleeps. This is
Yeah.
outrageous.
Yeah.
You should
It's-
get a full
but
refund.
It was in a somewhat of a mini coma, this hotel. So I went on Twitter and was like, yeah, this is what's happening. And then they were obliged to get into contact with me in order to compensate. So that was cool.
I should have got in touch with you when I was having my arguments with Bulb.
You should. Just
Oh.
the power of the people. That's
Yeah.
what it is. And they can directly
And you
engage
do
with
get a
people.
result. It's brilliant.
It can help, yeah. And also, I mean, at the same time, you pay it forward as well. So, as we were saying before, about who gives a fuck about Me Too, is that if you have a platform, you can comment on stuff rather than not saying anything. I feel like I didn't really have a theatrical background, so I could give a fuck about industry. I just wanted to do stand-up and not live with my mum. So
Yeah,
that
that's
was a big motivator. Like, about 30% of my stand-up career was getting the fuck out of my mother's house.
yeah.
So...
And the other fuck is about going on stage and making people laugh.
Yeah.
And I think that is the frustration I find it. And we've talked about this. The industry's there for a reason. There's a lot of good things about the industry, but quite often the power in the industry, you kind of go, it's just about being funny. And again, whether
Yeah.
your face fits or
It
doesn't
really is.
fit. I've just been banned from the Comedy Store because Don Ward didn't like my opinion on something.
Shh, no.
What?
Just
yes.
No.
No?
No.
Why no?
Oh.
I thought you were in rehabilitation from this. Can I just say
This
I
is the
like
rehabilitation where
Exactly.
the
Do you know what?
catharsis is right there.
Just say it, for
I was
God's
genuine-
sake. It's your own career.
No, I genuinely thought that I wasn't getting booked because I wasn't funny, but it turned out Don's pissed off with me, and then that's like a badge of honour. Like, go fuck
Yeah,
yourself.
it is actually a badge of honour. And again, it's like,
Did you
how
leave?
much does his opinions matter?
Exactly.
Exactly. Did you leave home early?
No, I
No.
didn't. I left to go to university, then came back and moved back home temporarily, and then credit crunch happened, and then I was probably had around about enough to move out, and then I was like, I fucking hate my job, so I need
What
to do
job were
something
you
else.
doing?
I was in media sales. I used to work for
Oh,
Auto Trader.
nasty.
It was the absolute fucking
Oh, I
worst.
hate that app.
It's so bad. It's like,
So
when you watch
aggressive.
like early YouTube and you'd watch it and show your friend and be like, this is a great clip, and then there'd be a pre-roll and your friend would be like, why the fuck are you showing me an advert on your phone? And you'd be like, sorry, just give it a second here, I haven't got YouTube Premium, blah, blah, blah. And then you see the video. I used to sell that space for that stupid advert. Yeah, that's fair.
Pipe down. There's a runner
I think
from
it's
Crossroads in the
No,
audience.
it's
Be
nice
quiet.
It's nice that you are acting like you know what the fuck I'm talking about. And you definitely don't. Definitely don't. Because, you know, like, marketing is a very stupid thing in that, like, marketing campaigns only want, like, a 0.5% response from people. And so... And I think it's very similar to like how social media works. There's like a 0.5% of humanity that would used to shout at their TVs, and now they can just write stuff online about stuff that pisses them off. Yeah. Whereas before, if they said it on you know, to
in
television,
real life.
Yeah, in real life, or at the back of a bus, you'd be like, who the fuck is that? What's wrong with that guy? He needs some help. Whereas now we give it way too much credibility nowadays. Yeah, or you get punched. I mean, yeah, but we all know that guy.
Yeah.
He shouldn't get punched in the face.
Do you think, though, in terms of social media, people are way more quick to kind of criticise and judge and all the rest of it. But in terms of what we do as a job, that getting to your audience is way easier because of you build your own audience.
It's gotten easier, and over the last couple of years, you've seen a lot of comics who normally would find themselves being shut out of the normal acceptable fare for TV or acceptable aesthetic. I've been able to kind of circumvent that and get out there anyway. And I've seen so many acts who probably couldn't even get a full room in Edinburgh or get any recognition in Edinburgh who are now going on to do like sellout tours and enormous venues.
Absolutely.
Not all of them, and I include myself.
It just takes time.
It does. But I'm 45 now. I don't think it's going to be happening anytime soon.
That's not fucking true. First of all, like most of the time, comics only started coming into their prime around their 40s anyway because they're opining on life. So 45 is a prime age, I feel.
Okay, but I've lost any impetus.
All to play for.
That's
normally when it changes is when you're like, I don't give a shit anymore.
Well, I don't. Fuck you.
So
there we go. Before you go, Antisocial Club, love it. Yeah. Antisocial Squared Club. Is this something you're in?
The Antisocial Social Club. I feel like it is.
All right.
I feel like
I'm enjoying it.
I feel like I try to make it a point of principle not to impose on people too much because I got a job where I get to say what I fucking want, and so. Then afterwards, people are like, what do you think about this? I'm like, I don't know. I try to, I use comedy because, this is how I think, so you don't have to keep probing and asking me stupid questions. But I have male privilege in that, people won't normally come and interrogate my statements on stage. Whereas if you're a woman comic and you make a reference to a blowjob, there's always one guy being like, is it true?
And I always say to him, yes, and I'll show you.
Yeah, Dane. That'll show him. That'll show him.
I'm
going to try that.
Yeah, I think you should.
Yeah.
You look as though you've got no gag reflex. You're a winner. Come over, round of applause, Mr. Dane Baptiste.
Thank you so much, Dane.
Thank you, Dane. Thank you, Dane.
Everybody.
There's Nacy.
Fabulous.
Nacy's handing back the mic. That's good. Now, are we ready for our final act of the evening, ladies and gentlemen?
Yes, we certainly
She's not an act. She's a national treasure. Linda, can you stand up on those beautiful sandals and trot towards the stage? Linda Robson, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm desperate to talk to her. Well, I couldn't stop blethering to Linda at the back of the room.
Oh, I know. You do that a lot with the guests.
I do
don't
that
save
a lot.
It for the stage.
I don't save it for the stage. We were already chatting
Linda.
about everything.
Are you all right, love?
And we
Come
were
have a round of applause
swearing.
for Linda Robson, please.
It is. You are a proper national treasure, aren't you?
Well, I'll tell everyone I'm a national treasure. My kids really get the up with me because when I try to book a restaurant, I go, my name's Linda Robson, I'm a national treasure. Have you got a table, please?
Yeah, and they go, yes, absolutely. What time would you like to be here?
Not always. And my kids really get the up with me. Stop saying that. It's embarrassing.
It's not embarrassing.
It's true.
Yeah.
I think it's true.
Milk it.
If you've been in the business for a long time and you're still working,
Yeah.
I'm 64 now. I started when I was 10 years old, so I've been in the business 54 years. So I think I deserve to be a national treasure.
Come
You
here,
do. Round of applause.
please.
Can I ask what you did at 10?
Well, I started off, I did Jackanory. That was the first thing I ever did. Remember Jackanory?
Yeah,
All
I
those
do.
Years ago. So I did Jackanory Playhouse. And then I went on to do Children's Film Foundation films. So Saturday Morning Pictures. Do you remember that when we used to go Saturday Morning Pictures?
Yeah.
No, I'm 45, Linda.
Everyone
Don't age
I
me.
remember.
Thank you.
Everyone is
Funny how- sorry, can I interrupt?
I'm in Linda's league.
Are you? It's funny how you were interested in what Linda was doing at 10, but not me at 11.
No.
Double standards. We'll move on.
11 years old.
I know, and he was getting his end away.
Oh my God.
Or somebody was
that
getting
was
their end
very
away.
young to start, wasn't it?
I had no option. I wanted to leave home. And it worked.
I was
Honestly.
quite a late starter, actually.
Were you? Because
I was
you've
probably
got
about
quite
19,
a big...
20.
All right. Oh, but
Yeah.
It's not too late.
Yeah.
But you've got quite a big family, don't you?
I have, yeah. I've got 2 sisters, but
Uh-huh.
I've got 3 children.
Children.
So my oldest one's 40 next year.
Right.
Then my next one's, my son is 30 and my daughter is 26.
And then
But I've got 2 granddaughters that I
grandchildren.
love more than life itself. I don't really like my kids anymore. Just
No,
like my
why would
grandchildren.
you?
No.
And did you have all the children with the same father?
No, one.
No, of course
one
not,
was
we never
with my
have.
first relationship, who cheated on me quite a lot.
Oh, did he? What a
But he
bastard.
did, I know him. My dad was a big cheat as well. We cheated on my mum quite a lot as well. So we found out he had another family after about. He told us he was a night watchman, and then this woman turned up one night and said, "I've been living with your father for the last 3 years."
Shut up!
So my poor mum, who was Catholic Irish, was devastated, obviously.
Oh.
But you
Did you meet any of the other family?
No, I didn't meet anyone. I didn't want to meet them.
Well,
I was
it's
having an
funny,
affair with my
actually.
father.
But would you want to meet them now? Do you? Are
No,
you still,
no, I
no,
don't
you're still
wanna know.
not
No, I don't
interested
wanna know.
at all.
No.
Going
not at all.
back to Bling Empire, that is a current story that
Oh,
Christine
is
has
it?
another family.
Oh,
You should really
okay.
watch it. It's very good. It is very good. I'm on Nadine Doris's Netflix account, so
Oh,
I'm
are
not
you?
even paying for it.
No.
But how did that make you feel? Like, did that make you feel that's really weird? Because the funny thing was, I didn't meet my own father until I was nearly 20. And people say, oh, did you feel? And I don't think I would have been any different or had any different opinions or done anything differently. Do you think you would have even had known?
Not really, no. I
No.
was just upset for my mum, obviously,
course,
because she
of
was
course,
devastated by
And
it.
then
She
was-
just loved my dad.
Was he then sort of cast as that? Did you ever have a relationship with him after that?
Oh, no,
or
I
was
kept in touch with my dad. He was a lovely dad, but he was
Right,
a terrible
obviously a husband, yeah, see, that's what
he was a shit
happens, isn't
husband.
it?
Yeah, really shit.
yeah.
But how is that having a relationship with someone that you know has hurt someone that you really love, but you're aware of the fact that they're part of your DNA, your legacy, your journey, whatever?
Well, I just think because then I met Lauren, that's my oldest daughter's dad, and he had affairs on me as well, so I just thought all men are like it. And then I met my husband, who I'm with now, I've been married to for 33
Mark?
years, and they're not all like it.
No, exactly.
No, they're
you
not.
get some good ones.
Yeah.
Oh, that's lovely.
And you've also got a dog.
I've got a dog,
Yes.
Dolly,
Yeah.
I've just got a rescue dog from Battersea.
Oh, I've got a
Took me-
Battersea reusable shopper with me.
Oh, have you?
Yes.
So it took me quite a while. So I went to meet Dolly because we lost our dog Ernie. We had a staffy. Oh no, first of all we had a staffy called George, and then we had Ernie who was deaf. So I like dogs with special needs.
Oh,
Really.
so do
And
I,
then-
Linda. But I don't mean canines.
No.
Like them a wee bit vulnerable and well off.
And Dolly had special needs because she had an eye problem. She nearly lost her eye. So I went to meet her
wee
probably
Dolly.
when she was about 2 months old, and the night she picked her up when she was about 5 months old because she had to have an operation on her eye. She had ingrowing eyelashes, and then she.
So
that's
did my
quite common-
Smidgen.
That's quite common in
Yes.
Frenchies, isn't
Yeah,
it?
she's 16. Oh, well, Smidgen's a jackadoodle. She's 16 and a half now. She had a small facelift as a tiny child, and now she is the Joan Collins of dogs.
Oh, is she?
Oh, she's in a pram and everything.
Well, my
She is
Dolly-
in a
so
pram.
fucking booch.
My Dolly is the Michelle Pfeiffer of Frenchies.
Oh, wow. Oh, beautiful.
She's lovely. She's really lovely. So she sleeps at the side of the bed. She sneaks on the bed in the night and has been known to leave little shitty marks on the bed.
Oh, so have I,
No, I
Linda.
don't
There's
like
no
all
shame in it. Sometimes just a thorough douching doesn't do it.
No.
We can't take you anywhere,
I
can
beg
we?
your pardon. Pipe down. How did you get then from your Jackanory to your Saturday morning stuff that I don't remember because I'm too young,
You're
thank
too
you,
young to
Linda,
remember that.
just so we're on the same page.
Um,
What was your big break?
I would say probably Shine on Harvey Moon,
Yes.
which I did years and years ago. And then because of Shine on Harvey Moon, well, what happened was I played Maggie Moon in it, and we'd film in. Do you remember?
Oh,
it?
we have
Oh,
fans
she's
in the
of a certain
room.
vintage, she'll remember.
Fans in the room.
So I played Maggie Moon, and have you still got it?
Trigger.
You'll have to give it to me because I ain't seen it for years. So I played Maggie Moon, and Pauline Quirk was my best friend and has always been my best friend. So she came down. We were filmed it in Nottingham, and she came down to stay. And while we were in the hotel one night, the writer said, "Oh, we should write her in." So they wrote Pauline Quirk into Shine on Harvey Moon. So she played Veronica, which had a patch over one eye, didn't she?
Like Dolly.
Like Dolly.
Oh.
And so then they said, after we did Shine on Harvey Moon together, they said, we'd like to write a series for you too. So we just forgot about it. And then about 3 years later, they said, we want to meet you in a pub in Islington where I live, and we'll tell you the story. So they'd been in a restaurant or a hotel over the Christmas period, and they heard these two women talking about their husbands who were in prison, and that's where the idea came from. So we went to the pub and we had lunch and that, and they said, so one of you lives in a high-rise block of flats in Tottenham and the other one lives in a £1 million house in Chigwell. And Pauline went, I know which one I am.
Bitch stole my look.
I know.
Now that I don't do research, but I did know, because I never trust the media. I don't trust a bloody thing they said. But they said a thing about you and Pauline Quirk falling out,
I
and that
know,
was
it's a load
absolute
of old
bullshit.
shit, I know,
See, how
yeah.
much does that frustrate you
Oh, it
when
really
something
frustrates you,
when
'cause
something
we
goes
grew
out to
up
the
together.
press?
Well, we've been friends since we were 10 and 11 years old. I'm a year older than Pauline. We went to the same primary school. We both came from Irish Catholic families, so our families all knew each other. And then we just happened to go to Anna Scher's, which was a little children's theatre in Islington that still takes place now. Kathy Burke went there, Martin and Gary Kemp, loads of people, Patsy Palmer, Sid Owen. So we were like street kids, and then they just started taking drama classes for 10p a class. It was never a money-making concern. It was just to get kids off the street, really. And she did wonderful things with us. She really, really did. And then so because of Harvey Moon, Birds of a Feather came about. But I did loads of stuff over the years. I did a series called Harry's Game where I played. I did a Belfast accent.
Would you like to offer us a soup song of that this evening?
I can in Belfast. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's not bad, is it?
That's marvellous.
And I got hung in it as well. I had to hang myself.
Oh,
I was
Jesus.
an IRA groupie in it. So
I would have hung myself after the accent.
I had a bed scene with Derek Thompson, and the director sort of said in front of the whole of the studio, "Linda, would you like to take your top off?" I went, "Fuck off!" Good for you. He didn't come over and whisper in my ear, "Would you like to take your top off?" He said it in front of everybody. So I
Is
said,
that the
"Fuck."
basis of that Victoria Wood sketch?
Might be.
Yeah. No, do you know the one I mean, Julian?
I have got a bit
Where
of a
they're in a group.
Potty mouth. I love a potty mouth.
I have got a potty mouth.
But it must be
Penny
frustrating.
Lancaster just said to me, "Linda, why do you think you swear so much?" I said, "I don't know, Penny." She went, "Did your mum swear?" I said, "No, never. Catholic Irish. And if you swore on a Sunday, she'd kill you." "Did your dad swear?" "No, my dad never swore." So she went, "Why do you think you swear?" I said, "I ain't got a fucking clue, love."
Which brings us on to Loose Women.
Oh,
of
don't.
which you
I've had
are
a potty
one.
mouth on Loose Women. Did you hear what I did a couple of months ago?
No, I don't
No.
watch all the time.
Oh,
I
don't
have a
you?
life,
Oh.
but you know,
What happens
Well,
if you do swear on Loose Women?
You
Because
get
it's
into
live,
trouble.
you
isn't
get
it?
promoted.
I did actually think I'd lost my job this day.
Really?
Because I was doing a loose women competition and I had to wheel £1 million into the studio. So I had 2 security guards beside me and I was joking about picking the money up.
Damn
in the
right.
pocket and everything. Anyway, so I wheeled it on the 4 loose women and they said it's a rehearsal, so don't worry about it. So I wheeled it on, so I went, "So today is your last chance to win £1 million all in one go, or you can win £10,000 a month for the next 4 years." And I went, "I can't fucking see that." I couldn't read the auto cue. So I looked at the loose women and I went, "Are we live?" And they went, "Yeah." I went, "Oh, I'd just like to apologise for what I just said." I said, "I thought it was a rehearsal." Anyway, so if you'd like to win £1 million... I then went off, right? Andy Peters was standing there, and then the producers were all in a corner having a conflab about whether I should go back again to do the rest of the loose women competition.
Oh my God.
But I did go back on and do it, and then Andy Peters saved my life, really, because he brought some soap on and washed my mouth out.
Oh, lovely. Well, I think it is because we all make a muck up or something. Do you know what I mean? And you
I
think
do it too often, though. I'm
no,
always in trouble on
but
there. I
also
can't
the
help
idea
it.
that we treat people like children and toddlers, and I know that there might be
But
people
also,
listening
it was
to be
half term,
offended.
so children were at home. So
Yeah.
that was like.
But have you
particularly bad
heard
thing
children
to
at
do.
bus stops?
I
I mean,
have,
come
yeah,
on.
I have, yeah.
This is it.
Because I remember when Joan Rivers was on and she said, "Is this live?" And they went, "Uh-huh." And she went, "Well, get ready to bleep this." And they didn't bleep it.
No.
Then they
I
went,
think there's like a 2-second
Delay
They've got
or a
a
dump.
2-second delay,
Yeah.
but they weren't quick enough, were they?
No.
But they're on the button ready for me every day when I
I
go
bet.
on there.
But do you find that stays with you? Because I'm, I say frenemies with Ruth Langsford.
Oh right, she's lovely.
Because I'm having an affair with Eamon as well, so we just don't talk about that. But I remember once on This Morning, I can't remember if I was there or whatever, she'd stubbed her toe on the camera and she went, "Oh, F," and it had gone out. But I remember there was one day that she had to make an apology for another presenter and she went, "I just hope you realise, ladies and gentlemen, this isn't a witch cunt." And then they went to the interval and she went, "Everything okay?" And Eamon went like that, "Other than you saying cunt?" "Yeah, great."
That is one word that you mustn't say.
Oh, no,
especially at a
absolutely.
date
I
night.
did that in Scotland with Michelle McManus. It was to do with the Wicker Man, and I said, "And this festival now has cult status," and didn't say it fully, but yeah, they were able to get that clip, but none of the other stuff with me of Carol Smiley
I had
ice
to say
skating.
once on Birds of a Feather it was a cunning stunt, and you can imagine
Oh,
what I
of
said.
course.
Oh, it's so
Stunning
tricky
cunt.
though.
I've always wondered with Loose Women that is there a role that you all kind of play? Is there sort of a
Linda's
heightened
the dominatrix.
No, but a heightened persona, the one that's kind of sweet and nice, the one that's a bit argumentative, the one that's a bit...
I'm the one that doesn't mind asking anyone anything, and I'll always be very honest. So if I don't like a guest, they know I don't like them.
Oh,
I find it very hard to
good for you.
it.
No, I applaud that.
Oh, well, absolute
let's
round of applause for that.
get into presenters.
Because I think there's too much sycophancy and too much disingenuous and too much... Do you know when people go
But they
fawn
always
over
say to me
people?
as well, you'll get away with it, Linda. No one else can get away with what you
Well,
get
you've got
away
your
with.
cheeky
I
Cockney
have,
charm,
yeah.
don't you? Apples and pears, apples
Is
and
there
pears.
anyone that you particularly dislike that you would be willing to share with us?
Kay Adams. What?
Kay Adams
She's
owes
on your money.
She owes you money,
She owes me money.
She's owed me a fucking
It's true what
apology.
they say about the Scots.
Yeah, the boots. So what happened with Kay? Because you were
So what
I
happened with
honestly, I
Kay
nearly
was-
pissed myself.
So we were going to Stacey Solomon's new house, all of us. So she said, I'll pick you up at the Hotel Hilton in the Islington, because I live not far from there. She said, I'll pick you up in a car. So she picked me up in the car, and we got to Stacey's house. And when we were finished, then we were all getting in different cars. So she went, and by the way, you owe me 35 quid for that car. I said, all right. So I gave her the 35 quid. And then when I saw her the next day on Loose Women, she went, that was a Loose Women car. I didn't even have to pay for it. I said, give me back my fucking money then.
Honestly.
What a
That's
stingy
like a running
bitch.
gag now. I'm still trying to get it back from her.
Is she not giving you it back?
No, she won't give it back.
Well, she hasn't spent it on clothes. Tune in regularly. Oh, God. Oh, honestly, do you know what? I'm
We
so
love
done with
you,
Kay.
Kay, because she listens to this podcast.
Yeah, hi, Kay. How are you?
Oh, we love you, Kay.
Oh, Kay's about to turn 60. We've not heard that before. God, she's boring. Linda, who is your
Exactly.
favourite other loose women?
I'll get on with everyone, obviously, because there's like no one that I don't.
How do you
get on
find
with.
Big Janet?
I love Janet. I've known her since 1976. She lives around the corner from me, so I see her all
Oh
the time.
my God!
Yeah, yeah.
Right, have you seen
No,
her
she
in a
hates-
supermarket situation?
She hates Halloween, right? She absolutely hates it. So I deliberately turn up every Halloween on her doorstep with a scream mask on or something. She goes, "Fuck off, you!" She hates it.
But I remember actually watching, you know, when you do these things about your loose women journey, then someone that's on the panel and you sit there, and I remember Kay's was you owed Linda money and she cried and the police were called. But it was with Janet, and she said the thing that really upset her was the Pamela Anderson impression of her. From Not the 9 O'Clock News.
Okay.
And she just thought it was a cheap joke and all that kind of stuff. Because I know that French and Saunders have parodied you and Pauline, which I remember
They
being...
were Karen and Stacey.
They were
We
Karen and Stacey, and all they wanted was a nice cup of tea. And I remember actually, I'm tired. But I remember being at Joan Collins's Unscript, and I asked her how she felt about the French and Saunders skit with her and Jackie, Lucky Bitches. And I always think that that's incredibly complimentary. Did you see that was a nice thing?
It was a nice thing. It was for children in need, or it was for comic relief. I can't remember what it was for, but it was confusing because of Karen and Stacey and Sharon and Tracy. So, but yeah, no, they were lovely. They were really nice, and we weren't offended at all because it was for charity.
Yeah.
And we
But
got
would
on
you
really
be
well
offended
with
if it wasn't for charity?
No, not
No,
really.
I don't.
Got a
I
sense of
suspect
humour.
you
I've got
wouldn't
a good
get
sense of
offended by
humour.
much.
My mum didn't have any sense of humour. My dad did, so I got his sense of humour. I've got like a wicked sense of humour. I find it's funny to wind people up and do stupid things all the time.
Going back to the House of Games, which I really want to be on.
I did.
Wow.
You were on that. I watched you on that.
I was shit. I've never.
You made me howl laughing because you were so shit because you had no idea. You had absolutely fucking no idea what you were doing.
I've done every game
Had you
show
ever
there
watched
is
it? Had you ever watched House of
No, I
Games
hadn't
before
watched
you did it?
before then. No,
There you
no.
go.
That was like Gillian McKeith not watching I'm a Celebrity, because you've been in the jungle,
I've
haven't
been in the
you?
jungle as
How
well.
did you find
I
that?
loved it. I absolutely loved it.
How did you deal with the flight? I'm not scared of
I love
flying.
it. I love a long
fine.
flight. Watch
No,
all
I'm
The flight's not the
suspicious.
issue.
Sorry,
was
am I
fucking
able to
business
finish?
class.
No.
All right, fine.
I was business class or first class. It was bloody lovely.
Yeah, I know, but
sitting
you're
there
not
with my feet up, watching
suspicious
films
being
all
up in the
time.
air that length of time, watching
No, I
reruns of
loved
Birds of a
it.
Feather.
No. I like all the films and everything, and I like it
Yeah.
when they bring all the food round. I love going on holiday. So I love the airport, I love the lead up to it, and I love being away. I hate
Did
coming
you
home.
do something recently with a polyamorous homo?
What's a polyamorous mean?
Well, I'll get to that in a minute, honestly. It's people with no personality that invent useless adjectives to make themselves fucking interesting.
Okay.
So this guy that I followed on Twitter, he followed me on Instagram. He went, I've just worked with Linda Robson. Was it in Southend-on-Sea?
Yeah,
Does that
might
mean
be.
anything to
yeah,
you?
I like Southend-on-Sea. That's where we spent our childhood
And he was a
holidays.
Scottish guy that did your makeup. Does that mean anything to you?
Yes, it
Yes.
does.
Right. Okay. So he is polyamorous.
What did he say about me? Was he horrible?
Oh, he said you're lovely.
Oh,
He
did
said you
he?
were absolutely lovely. I mean, that could be a lie, Linda. I'm
It's
not
not
here
a
to
fucking
sugarcoat
lie.
it. I'm not the sisters.
I am
You know
fucking
what you
lovely.
sound like? You sound like a mind reader. Does that mean anything to you? I'm getting
Do we
polyamorous.
have a new
I'm getting
idea?
polyamorous.
I
and
thought he was going to
He
hypnotise
does,
me
he
or
does.
something.
Well, no, because he was like he was poly and he was pansexual, and I went, I am not being a panscourer. Fuck off and leave me alone. I just thought he was really weird, but he was using you as a bargaining chip
Was he?
because he knew I was friendly with Ruth. Isn't that
okay.
weird? That
Very
dirty wee
weird.
homos with no personality are trying to do a trade-off between celebrities to get a good bumming. It's like those homos that wander into countries or cities and go, Manchester, I'm in you, and you're like, you're not a fucking top. Do one.
Where did you, with the House of Games thing?
Yeah.
Did you enjoy doing it?
I did enjoy
Oh,
it,
you did
actually.
enjoy
Were you
it.
up in Glasgow?
It's Richard Osman, isn't
Yes,
it?
yeah.
On Blue Swimming once, we had to have a darts match, right? It
Very
was-
lesbian.
So they put me in one of those bully T-shirts and everything, and I wore glasses. Then I had really bad eyes, but I hit a bullseye, a treble 20. I didn't even know what I'd done. The audience were going mad. I scored the highest score you could ever score on a dartboard against Richard Osman. So I like to remind him of that whenever I meet him.
Yeah, no, I
Nice.
think that's good.
Now, the other thing you said to me as well, and I don't think you mind talking, that you're OCD.
I like everything to be clean. But it comes up, it's in our family. My mum was like it as well. We could never have anything in the bin. She used to run it out to the dustbin straight away.
Seriously?
Even my grandchildren have got a bit of OCD because my daughter has everything in her wardrobes, colour coordinated, her drawers are all done and everything. I'm only the bits you can see.
Oh.
And the worst thing I ever had done was having my eyes, I've had lens replacement, so I've got like 20/20 vision. So I can see every bit of dust
Oh, my
everywhere you go.
Oh, Linda, you
That
would
was the
hate
worst
my
one.
And have you
Oh,
taught your
eyes.
children to be OCD?
I didn't. I think it just runs in the family. It's just like we're really tidy. I
Are
love
you
cleaning.
OCD?
And you know I can get any.
Me?
You know I can get any stain out of anything. The loose women bring their clothes in. If they've spilt a curry down their jumper, they'll bring it in. I'll get the stain out for them.
Oh, Christ, Linda, you're a gay icon with stain removal, let me tell you.
Because I got asked to do mastermind. They said, "What can you do it on?" I went stain removal. I can get any stain out for anyone.
Wow.
I've started, so I will finish, because I'm being paid for the... Linda, you would fucking hate my house. You could stir it with a stick.
Oh, I'd love it. I'd
Oh,
love it.
would you?
My son lives downstairs to me, and it's a shithole. I can't tell.
He's
you.
in the basement,
He's in the basement.
like a
So we've got-
Fritzl arrangement.
We've got like a little self-contained flat downstairs. So
The
he's-
granny flat for the son.
He's moved in with his partner down there. So they all lived with me during lockdown. Then they all moved out, and then I was really depressed because it was only me and my husband indoors. But
And
now
after
he's
30
downstairs.
years.
I know, 33 years.
Oh, Christ, it's boring.
But it's hard when your kids leave it,
It
genuinely.
is. Oh, I
is.
hated
People
it.
don't
It's empty
realise.
nest, honestly, because all their partners lived with me as well, and then all of a sudden it was just me and my husband, who I love, but you know, it's
I
it's
know.
not the
Well,
same,
you
is it?
survived
done.
it better than me because all my kids left, and then I asked my husband to leave as
Oh,
well.
did you?
I thought, well, let's have a complete clear out. Let's have everyone's going. Oh,
I-
fuck off!
I don't want to worry anyone, but my husband's actually got COVID at the moment, and he used to
Oh.
work at the COVID centres, and he was so paranoid about getting it that when I got COVID during the first lockdown, he tried to book into a hotel, and my kids are going, "You can't leave mummy on her own. She's got COVID." So when he said to me, "I've got COVID," I went, "I'm fucking booking into an hotel."
Quite right, too.
So
Can
I
I
brought
interrupt?
soup up and left it at the door.
He's currently got COVID,
He's currently got COVID.
and you've come out tonight.
Come out tonight.
Look
Sod
at
him.
you, thinking of others. Thinking of others. Have a good sneeze and a cough.
right,
Let's all die.
If you've not all had COVID by
Oh,
now,
pipe
you're not
down, not
even
the COVID
fucking
stuff,
trying.
Jojo, please.
Get the
Anything but the
fucking
COVID
COVID
stuff.
creep on.
I
Don't
did
get
a
me
test
started.
before I came out.
Oh,
Well,
good for
I don't know
you.
why you bothered,
won't
because if
put
you haven't had
anyone
COVID by now, you're not fucking trying. Jesus.
Linda,
What love?
thank you so much for your time.
Oh, is
It's
that
been an
it?
absolute... No,
Oh,
fucking
carry
stay.
on.
Stay.
I wanted to tell you about the story when I got mugged for a bag of dog shit.
Oh, please,
Sorry, please do.
I'm really interested in shit.
So because I got OCD, right? So I was up in bed with my kids used to sleep in the bed with me. So I'd have my son up one end of the bed and my daughter up the other end of the bed with me. My husband was in the room next door, and I was sitting there and I thought, there's a terrible smell coming from downstairs. So I said to the kids, wait there, I'm going down to see what it is. So I go down, there's dog shit all over the place. This was George the Staffy, right? So I cleaned it all up, bottle paper, disinfectant, Zoflora. I love a bit of Zoflora. Put that all down, put it into a Selfridges bag, because I've been to
Nice.
Selfridges that
Nice.
day.
Nice bit of quality.
As I walked out of my door, there was a skip opposite, and you're not allowed to put your rubbish in other people's skips. So I was like looking around,
Who
make
says?
sure you're not supposed
Society.
to. You get fined for that. You can get fined for it. So I'm looking around to make sure no one's around, no one can see me. Walk down the stairs, and with that, someone on a bike drove past, punched me in the face, and nicked the bag of shit.
No, because they thought you had something fabulous in your Selfridges bag.
That's why.
Oh, isn't karma absolutely beautiful?
Were they on a moped?
They weren't. They were on a bicycle, and they had a hood up, so I don't know if it was a male or female.
Oh my God! What are you saying, Christina? A Just Eat driver, because
Deliveroo
they're
man,
offering
probably.
delivering shit. Oh my God! They stole a bag of
Yeah,
stools,
so I couldn't.
and you just think to
It is
yourself,
karma.
"What
So
kind
when
of
he
world
put
do we
his hand
live
in
in?"
that bag later, he had George's shit.
Was
But
this
that is
George, the
instant
deaf
karma.
dog,
No, this was George the Staffy.
the staffy?
That was my favourite dog ever.
Really,
the
George?
Staffy. He was 11 years old when he died. And he died at home with us all around him.
Oh,
and everything.
that's nice.
Ernie was a pain in the arse because he was deaf, so he was really hard to train and that.
Mm.
So we had to do hand signals. So when he was being good...
What,
he
hand
did that.
signals to the dog?
Yeah. Not
Because
hand
the
relief,
dog was
just hand
deaf,
signals.
Jojo. It couldn't hear.
So if he was being good, you did that thumbs up, and if he was being naughty, you did that no, like that.
Oh, I've done that
He
with
was a
people.
little sod,
Yeah.
though. He really, really was.
You do that
You have
regular
to, you have
basis.
to. Do you find it as easy to train your dog as it is to train people?
No, it's hard to train a dog, honestly.
Yeah, it's difficult,
because
isn't it?
I'm really soft as well. You know, like I let them get
I
away
am.
with a lot of things.
I'm shy.
I know.
Oh, yeah.
I feel really
Pussycats,
bad
am I
for
right
not letting
here?
Dolly into my bed. But she snuck on the bed one night and there was shit on the duvet the next day, and I thought, nah, that's it.
No.
She's not. So
No,
she's
you
in the bed at the side of the bed, so I can stroke her when I'm going to sleep and that.
yeah.
So, but she's lovely. She's really lovely.
You might be just
And also, the other nanny, so Nanny Brenda to my grandchildren, she's got a dog called Bailey. So she won points over me. So that's why I had to get another dog, because the kids wanted to be around there with that dog all the time.
Oh, so
in
you're
your face, Nanny Brenda.
so you're outdoing the other in-laws.
is
Love it.
Brenda the other.
Yes.
The other
Right,
nan,
okay,
And
yeah.
I get on really well with her, but we've got a bit of a competition with our
Uh-huh.
roast potatoes, because every week the kids have, like, they come to my house one Sunday, then they go to her house the next Sunday, and then the kids go, Nanny Brenda's potatoes were lovely. Oh, were they?
Yeah,
So were
wait
Nanny
a
Linda's
minute.
potatoes. And the other thing she does is she bakes cakes with them all the time. They go, Nanny Brenda don't do it like that. I go, well, don't she? Well, Nanny Linda does.
You're quite a relaxed person,
No.
Linda. I'm getting that in spades.
I'm with Linda. I'm already getting into the competitive mother-in-law law thing with my soon-to-be son-in-law.
Are you?
Oh yeah. Oh, hello. Yeah, because they paid the deposit on something, and then
Did they?
they paid the deposit on their flat, and I was
did
like,
they?
but that way was like, why am I being competitive about trying to spend more money than them? I was like, no, you just fucking pay the deposit. It's fine. I'll let you have that one.
So you get on okay with the in-laws.
Oh, I do, yeah, I do. Get on really well with them. Nanny
Yeah.
Brenda's lovely, and Granddad Steve is as
Grandad
well.
Steve.
But it's just a gentle sort of
And are you
competition
nanny
between
as
them.
well?
I'm Nanny Linda. They call me Nanny Linda on
They
Louis
do
Phillips.
on the show,
They
don't
call me
they?
Baggy Mouth as well, because I can't keep a secret.
And it's outrageous Kate allows you
I know.
to be called Nanny Linda, considering there's
She
only
does.
3 years in it. She needs to get a fucking grip and give you that
I
money
climbed
back.
Ben Nevis with
Oh,
Kay
with
Adams.
Kay, yeah.
and
Oh
Nadia and
my
that.
God, I know.
I nearly killed myself, honestly. I was so
She
unprepared.
is dull, isn't
said,
she?
"Have you
That
done
would have been a long day. A long
She was
day.
like a warrior. She was up to the top of
Hello,
Ben Nevis
I'm wearing
within
a
about
cagoule.
5 minutes, honestly. But yeah, no, my son had to push my ass all the way up the mountain.
And Linda, that's where we're going to leave it tonight,
Okay.
because I think we've gone as far as we can with counselling. You've done very well.
Oh, thank
Linda,
you.
thank
Thank
you
you very
so
much.
much
Thank
for
you
joining
so
us.
much.
Linda Robson! There we go. Thank you,
Absolute
darling.
standing ovation for Linda Robson.
Linda. There you go,
Oh.
Linda. Just stay there. Stay
What-
there.
what
We'll
we
just
doing? Stay
thank
there,
everyone.
stay there.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of the recording. Thank you so much for
Thank you
joining
so
us.
much.
In particular, you, Catherine, because you didn't have a fucking clue what you were coming into. You've made
poor old
new
Catherine.
friends. You're possibly now a lesbian. It's all go. Come have a round of applause for Nathan, our producer.
Nathan.
The lovely bar people. Thank you all for coming. A round of applause for Jojo Sutherland.
And for Mr. Bruce
And
Devlin.
Linda Robson! Have a good night. Goodbye.
So much. Thank you.